Hello children, hi, this is Farheen Miss. Today we are going to learn English for Standard 3. Name of our lesson is Dr. Dolittle Learns Animal Language. So children, as we all know, language is the way we share our feelings through words, action, sounds or even emotions like anger or happiness. Animals also have their own language to show love, care or anger. Dr. Dolittle, created by the author Hugh Lofting, was a kind doctor who could talk to animals. In this lesson, we will see how he learns their language with the help of his clever parrot Polynesia. Sounds exciting, isn't it? So let's begin. Come to page number 26 of your English Balbharti textbook. Now let's read and understand the story. Dr. Dolittle learns animal language. Now listen, doctor, said Polynesia. And I'll tell you something. Did you know that animals can talk? I knew that parrots can talk, said the doctor. Oh, we parrots can talk in two languages, people's language and bird language, said Polynesia proudly. If I say Polly wants a biscuit, you understand me. But hear this. Ka ka, oi, e, fee fee. Good gracious, cried the doctor. What does that mean? That means, is the porridge hot yet? In bird language. So my dear children, in this lesson the conversation is between Dr. Dolittle and his parrot Polynesia. Look at the picture, you can see Dr. Dolittle and his parrot Polynesia talking to each other. So here the parrot is saying, do you know that animals can talk? They have their own language. So listening to this, Dr. Dolittle replies, yes, I know, parrots can talk. Then Polynesia explains, we parrots can speak in two languages, people's language and bird language. Now that parrot is very proud of herself for knowing both languages. Now children, people's language is the way humans talk with each other using words, action, emotions, etc. Your bird language is how parrots or other birds talk to each other in their own way. She explains with an example. If she wants a biscuit, in people's language, she says Polly wants a biscuit, and you will understand what she wants, right? But listen this. Then she says, ka ka oi e fee fee. Hearing this, Dr. Dolittle is surprised and exclaims, good gracious, what does that mean? Polynesia explains that it actually means, is the porridge hot yet? So in this conversation, children, this shows that birds have their own special way of communicating just like we humans do. Now let's see what happened next in their conversation. My, you don't say so, said the doctor. You never talked that way to me before. What would have been the good, said Polynesia, dusting some biscuit crumbs off her left wing. You wouldn't have understood me if I had. Tell me some more, said the doctor, all excited. And he rushed over to the dresser drawer and came back with a notebook and a pencil. Now don't go too fast and I'll write it down. This is interesting, very interesting. The doctor was very surprised and said, my, you never spoke like this to me before. Polynesia then replied while dusting some biscuit crumbs from her left wing. Biscuit crumbs are tiny broken pieces of a biscuit that had fallen on her wing. She said, what was the use of speaking? You wouldn't have understood what I was saying. Now children, think about it. If a parrot speaks in bird language, will we understand it? No, right? That's exactly why Polynesia felt there was no use in speaking bird language to the doctor. He wouldn't have understood her. The doctor became very excited, wanted to learn more. So children, see here how curious the doctor is. He really wanted to learn the bird's language now. So he quickly bought his notebook and pencil from the drawer and said, "Don't go too fast. I want to write down everything. This is very interesting." Let's move on to the next page. Something quite new. Give me the bird's ABC first. Slowly now. So that was the way the doctor came to know that animals had a language of their own and could talk to one another. And all that afternoon, while it was raining, Polynesia sat on the kitchen table giving him bird words to put down in the notebook. That is how Dr. Dolittle came to know that birds have their own language and they could talk to one another. The whole afternoon, what they did, while it was raining outside, Polynesia then sat on the kitchen table teaching him the bird words to write down. So, children, bird words are special sounds that birds make to communicate with each other. Just like we use English, Marathi, or Hindi words to talk, birds use their own sounds like chirp, tweet, cow, or coo to communicate with one another. At tea time, when the dog Jib came in, the parrot said to the doctor, "See, he's talking to you. Looks to me as though he were scratching his ear," said the doctor. "But animals don't always speak with their mouths," said the parrot in a high voice, raising her eyebrows. "They talk with their ears, with their feet, with their tails, with everything. Sometimes they don't want to make a noise. Do you see now the way he's twitching up one side of his nose?" "What does that mean?" asked the doctor. It was the tea time when the dog Jip came in. The parrot told Dr. Dolittle, "See, he is talking to you." But Dr. Dolittle thought the dog was only scratching his ear. So the parrot explained in a high voice, raising her eyebrows. When we explain something important to someone, our expressions also change. Just like the parrot, she raised her eyebrows and spoke in a high voice to make the doctor understand better. So she said, "Animals don't always use their mouths to talk. They can speak with their ears, with their feet, their tails, and even with their noses. Look, Jip is twitching one side of his nose." This was a sign the dog was giving, but the doctor didn't understand it. So he asked the parrot, "What does it mean?" So children, you must have noticed this too. When dogs are happy, they wag their tails. When they are curious, they move their ears. Sometimes they twitch their noses. In the same way, Jip is making movements with his nose in the story. Now let's find out what he is trying to say to the doctor. "That means, can't you see that it has stopped raining?" Polynesia answered, "He is asking you a question. Dogs nearly always use their noses for asking questions." After a while, with the parrot's help, the doctor got to learn the language of the animals so well that he could talk to them himself and understand everything they said. Then he gave up being a people's doctor altogether. Polynesia answered the doctor and explained what the dog was trying to say. She said, "It means, can't you see, it has stopped raining. The dog is asking you a question." Then she added that dogs mostly use their nose to express themselves or to say something. After a while, with the help of the parrot, now the doctor learned the language of animals. He could talk to them himself and understand what they were expressing or trying to say. So earlier he was a doctor for people, but at last he left that profession and devoted himself entirely to being a doctor for animals. From The Story of Dr. Dolittle by U. Lofty. Let's turn to page 28. and revise some textbook exercises. We'll begin with the meanings first. Meanings: dusting off, removing dirt or dust from something. Dresser, a cupboard with dresser, drawers, etc. Birds ABC, the alphabet of birds language, simple basic information about birds language. Question number 1. Answer the following questions. Who was Polynesia? Polynesia was Dr. Dolittle's clever parrot. Why was the doctor excited? The doctor was excited to learn animals' language. What did Polynesia and the doctor do all that afternoon? Polynesia was speaking the birds' words while the doctor wrote them down in his notebook. In this way, they spent the whole afternoon. What did Polynesia tell the doctor about animals talking without making a noise? Polynesia told the doctor that animals do not speak only with their mouths. They also use their tails, noses, feet, and ears to communicate without making a noise. Next question. When did the doctor give up being a people's doctor altogether? When the doctor learned the animals' language and realized that he could talk to them himself. Then he began treating only animals and gave up being a people's doctor altogether. Question 2. Find out and write the following from the lesson. The words that mean: is the porridge hot yet? Ka, oi, e, fifi. Something that means: can't you see that it has stopped raining in dog language? Twitching one side of the dog's nose. Next question. Do you think the two things above as described in the passage could be true? So now children, this is an opinion based question. So answer will depend on your thoughts. So my opinion, yes, it could be true because animals and birds communicate through sounds, actions and body movements to express themselves. Next question. Gather information about how animals communicate. Read the examples given below. Honeybees dance to tell other bees that they have found nectar. Dogs wag their tail to show pleasure. Cats move their tail when they are angry or irritated. Elephants link their trunks to show affection. So here there is some unique information about how animals communicate with each other given below. So according to those examples, you have to gather 2 or 3 information on how animals communicate and note down in your notebook. So here I have included 4 more animals. Let's see which animals they are. Peacocks spread their feather to attract attention or show pride. Dolphins whistle and click to talk to each other underwater. Ants leave a smell trail, pheromones, to guide other ants to food. Monkeys make different sounds and faces. They scream loudly to warn their groups about danger. Question number 4. If you could learn the language of one animal, what animal will you choose? Why will you choose that animal? What will you talk about? Write it in short. So here this is also one more opinion based question. You have to write it down in your own thoughts. So according to me, if I could learn the language of one animal, I will choose a cat's language because cats are cute and friendly. I will talk to them about how they feel and what they want. So children, my favorite animal is cat. You can write on your favorite animal. Okay, which animal is your favorite? You can choose that animal. Last question. Question number 5. Learn and write 10 letters of any language other than English. You can write letters in any language you know, such as Hindi or Marathi. I have written 10 letters in Hindi as an example. In Hindi, see what are the 10 letters? A, E, U, A, I, O, Au. And children, Marathi and Hindi share the same Devanagari script, so many letters are the same in both the languages. So my dear children, in this lesson, Dr. Dolittle discovered animal language with the help of Polynesia, the parrot. We also found out that each animal has its own language and a special way to communicate and express itself. They are smart and have feelings too. Let's always be kind and caring to them. Lastly, there is a little task for you. Observe your pet carefully and note down what it is trying to say. I hope you understood my way of explaining this topic. If you did, then please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Farheen Miss. Thank you.